Attention passionate Atlanta, Falcons fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta, FALCONS. Let's get to the news now, folks. You won't believe what's been buzzing around the NFL lately, and especially in our division. Rumors are swirling that the Atlanta Falcons might be on the verge of making a bold move that could reshape the entire NFC South landscape. Word is, the Falcons are exploring a trade for one of the league's top young cornerbacks, Patrick Surtain II from the Denver Broncos. This isn't just any rumor. It's a potential game changer, and if it comes to fruition, it could elevate the Falcons' secondary to a whole new level, something we desperately need given our recent struggles with injuries and big plays allowed through the air. Let's break down what's happening behind the scenes. The Broncos, sitting at 4-6, are clearly in rebuild mode, and they're looking to clear cap space and acquire draft picks in exchange for veteran assets. Patrick Surtain II, only 25, has been a shutdown corner for Denver, and his profile is nothing short of phenomenal. His stats are eye-popping. In 2025, he's played 10 games with 35 solo tackles, 15 assisted tackles, and 3 interceptions, along with 12 pass deflections. His PFF grade is a stellar 92, and he's allowing just 4% completion rate when targeted, with an impressively low target rate of 18%. He's also allowing just 4 yards after catch on average, making him a deadly threat to opposing offenses. His career stats are just as impressive. Over his career, Surtain has accumulated 198 solo tackles, 72 assists, and 12 interceptions, with a positive EPA per coverage of -0.25. He's been selected to 3 Pro Bowls, and he leads young cornerbacks with a 15% pass deflection rate. His ability to shut down top receivers is evident, allowing a QBR of only 65.2 versus elite wideouts, and boasting a win rate of 88% in coverage. Plus, he's generated over 25 turnovers in his career, which is exactly the kind of playmaking we need to turn our defense into a real threat. What makes Surtain even more attractive for Atlanta? His 2024 season has been outstanding, with over 28 pass deflections, and his coverage skills are comparable to some of the best in the league, like Sauce Gardner, who's been instrumental in boosting the Jets' pass defense. Surtain's ability to intercept the ball and disrupt passing lanes could be exactly what our secondary needs to elevate us from a vulnerable unit to a formidable force. With injuries to D.L. Ford, who's currently out with a concussion, and A.J. Terrell dealing with a hip concern, our secondary has been a bit shaky, especially when it comes to preventing big plays through the air. Adding Surtain would provide an elite man-to-man defender who can lock down the opponent's top receiver, freeing up other players to make plays and reducing the number of explosive plays that have haunted us this season. Now, some might wonder about the reasons behind Denver's willingness to trade such a talent. The Broncos are sitting at 4-6, and their offense is scoring just 21 points per game, the lowest in the league. They're clearly in a bit of a rebuild, and cap space is tight, which forces them into tough decisions. They're reportedly looking for draft picks and maybe even a future quarterback to help build a more sustainable team. The idea is that acquiring picks and clearing cap space is more valuable at this point than holding onto a player like Surtain, especially when they're trying to rebuild around their core. But for us, this is a golden opportunity. Bringing in Surtain could be a real difference maker, especially considering our current secondary situation. Our pass defense has struggled at times, and with Terrell's injury concerns, we need someone who can step in and play at an elite level immediately. Surtain's presence would allow us to deploy more aggressive coverages, knowing we have a shutdown corner who can handle the toughest assignments. He's the kind of player who, in just a few games, could instantly boost our turnover margin, something we've been lacking this season, and help us turn close games into wins. Think about the impact this could have not just on our defense, but on the entire team's confidence. When your secondary is shutting down opponents, it allows the pass rush to pin their ears back and get after the quarterback, leading to more sacks and hurried throws. Our defense would become more disruptive, and that's exactly what we need to push us closer to playoff contention. Plus, with the NFC South being so competitive, teams like the Bucks, Saints, and Panthers all have explosive offenses. Adding a player like Certain would give us a serious edge in our division matchups. And let's not forget the playoff picture. If the Falcons add Certain, our chances of making a deep run increase significantly. His ability to shut down top receivers, combined with his knack for creating turnovers, could be the X factor we need to make some noise in January. Imagine him lining up against the Bucks receivers or shutting down key routes against the Saints. He's the kind of player who can turn the tide of a game with a timely interception or a crucial pass breakup, and that kind of impact could be the difference between a first-round exit and a deep playoff push. Of course, acquiring Certain isn't just about filling a need, it's about making a statement. The Falcons have been building steadily, and this move would send a message that we're serious about competing now and not just in the future. It's about showing the NFC South and the league that Atlanta is ready to take the next step. That kind of confidence can inspire our entire team, from the coaching staff to every player stepping onto the field. It's about creating a culture of championship-level talent, and Certain fits that mold perfectly. Now, I know some of you might be thinking about cap space or draft picks, and those are legitimate concerns. Our cap is tight, about $36 million, which makes a move like this a bit tricky but certainly not impossible. It could be done by restructuring contracts or moving some salary around, and the Falcons have shown they're willing to be creative when it comes to building a championship roster. Plus, acquiring Certain wouldn't just be for this season, it's a long-term investment. At 25, he's entering his prime, and having him on our roster could be a cornerstone for years to come. Looking ahead, the impact of such a trade could be seismic. It's not just about boosting our defense, it's about shifting the entire division dynamic. The Falcons could become a team that's feared in pass defense, capable of disrupting even the most potent offenses. And if we want to seriously contend for a Super Bowl, building a secondary that can lock down top receivers and generate turnovers is essential. Certain would be a major step in that direction. His addition could also serve as a catalyst for other improvements across the team, like our pass rush and overall defensive scheme. And let's talk about the postseason scenarios. If Certain joins Atlanta, it could propel us from a decent team to a legitimate contender. His presence could boost our chances of winning the NFC South, which has been fiercely competitive. The odds of us making a deep playoff run would skyrocket, and we'd be a team nobody wants to face in January. Plus, in the long run, this move could help us attract more top-tier talent, knowing that we're serious about winning now. Now, I want to emphasize that this is still just a rumor for now. Nothing is official, and the Falcons front office might have other plans. But the signs point to a real possibility, and as fans, we should be excited about the potential of upgrading our secondary with a player of Certain's caliber. It's a move that could define our season, and honestly, it's the kind of bold decision that separates contenders from pretenders. So, Falcons fans, keep your eyes peeled and your fingers crossed. If this trade happens, it could be the spark that ignites our championship aspirations. We've got a talented roster, and with a little extra help in the secondary, I believe we can compete with the best. The NFC South is there for the taking, and adding a guy like Certain could be the final piece that puts us over the top. Let's stay optimistic and ready for whatever comes next, because the Falcons are always aiming higher, and this move could be a huge step forward. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Atlanta Falcons news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Atlanta Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Atlanta Falcons. Do you think Certain would be the perfect addition to our defense? Are you excited about the potential of this move? Or do you think the Falcons should focus on other areas? Whatever your thoughts, we want to hear them. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Atlanta Falcons news. We're in this together, and I can't wait to see how this story unfolds. Go Falcons!